Okay, the first items on the executive session is the consent calendar, and I will be removing myself from the room for this item and letting the vice chair take over.
All right, for the record, Chair Payne has left the room. There are two items on our executive session consent calendar for public meetings law cases. Neither one has satisfied the requirements to come before us, the requirements of the grievance process, and they are on our consent calendar for dismissal. Anything else to add, Susan?
No, you have the option if you have questions on them specifically to consider them separately or to consider it as the consent agenda.
Does anyone have any questions on either of the two items on the Commissioner Halt, please?
Thank you, Vice Chair Thompson. I'm curious what it means no links on here and why do they not satisfy, why do they not rise to the level of being investigated? I'm just curious of how the process works.
Executive Director.
So when the complaints come in for a public meetings law case, they are required to submit documentation that they satisfied the mandatory grievance process in ORS 192705. And so if they do not do that, we are required, because of the language in the statute, we are required to open them so that the commission, not staff, the commission can dismiss them. It is a mandatory statute. The commission shall dismiss any complaints where they did not satisfy the mandatory grievance process. So in this case, these two complaints came in, they had not satisfied it. We send a letter to the complainants explaining that this is what happened and here is the grievance process. If you're still within the 30-day period, you may satisfy that process and resubmit. So that is what happens. I will say that with item number 2, the information the complainant gave, the contact information, was false, or I don't know what, but we attempted to send her and contact her regarding the grievance process, and it bounced back.
Thank you. Further questions, Commissioner Halt?
No, thank you.
Okay. Any other further questions from commissioners? Does anybody wish to separate, I guess, these two items? All right, can I have a motion to approve the executive session consent calendar as presented, please?
I can make a motion, Vice Chair Thompson.
Okay.
I move that we approve the executive session consent calendar for items 1 and 2.
All right. Can we have the roll called, please?
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner McCulley.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
All right, thank you all. Can we get Chair Payne back, please? We are on number 3.
Okay, moving on to reports of preliminary review. Item number 3, Mary Shamehorn, City of Bandon. Can we hear the report, Investigator Sullivan?
Yes, thank you, Chair Payne and Commission. This is Investigator Josh Sullivan for the record. I'm presenting executive session agenda item number 3. This is a complaint against Mary Shamehorn, mayor for the city of Bandon. The complaint in this case alleges that Mary Shamehorn's 2022 through 2025 statements of economic interest, or SEIs, were missing required information. Specifically, her SEIs did not list her property rentals as sources of income. In preliminary review, the Mary Shamehorn indicated that she misunderstood the income reporting requirements. When she filed her SEIs, she included her rentals as real property on Section 3 of her SEIs, but she did not include the rental income in Section 2, sources of income. Mary Shamehorn worked with commission staff to update her 2022 through 2025 SEIs, including her rental income in Section 2. Based on the information available in this preliminary review, there appears to be a substantial objective basis to believe that Mary Shamehorn violated the SEI provisions of Oregon government ethics law when she filed her 2022 through 2025 SEIs. The recommendation is to move this case to investigation. If the case is moved to investigation, because she has already updated her SEIs, commission staff would work with Mary Shamehorn to negotiate a stipulated final order for probably a letter of education.
Okay, Ms. Shamehorn is not appearing today, so we will not be hearing from her. But commissioners, do you have any questions for the investigator? Hearing none, any discussion on this matter? Okay, hearing none, Vice Chair, can I hear a motion?
Yes, thank you. Madam Chair, I move that the commission find is a substantial objective basis for believing that Mary Shamehorn may have violated ORS 244060 and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Okay, we've heard the motion. Administrator, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Chair Payne.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Okay, Mr. Kearns is also not appearing, so we can move to item number 4. Daniel Kearns with the Port of Morrow. Again, Investigator Sullivan, please provide the report.
Yes, thank you, Chair Payne and Commission. This is Investigator Josh Sullivan for the record. I'm presenting executive session agenda item number 4. This is a self-reported complaint by Daniel Kearns, former commissioner for the Port of Morrow. In his complaint, Daniel Kearns states that he may have violated Oregon government ethics law by voting to approve a contract for a Farm 6 manager at a Port Commission meeting. He states that his business, Kearns Brothers LLC, already had a contract to supply materials to Farm 6. The information in the preliminary review indicates that Daniel Kearns took action in his official capacity to authorize a farm management agreement with Madison Ranches Incorporated on September 10th, 2025. Daniel Kearns' business, Kearns Brothers LLC, separately contracted with the port to supply booster pumps for Farm 6 on August 12th, 2025. It does not appear that Daniel Kearns took any action in his official capacity to advocate for or approve the port's procurement for booster pumps for Farm 6, nor does it appear that he participated in the port's approval of the Kearns Brothers contract. Additionally, the contract between Kearns Brothers LLC and the port specifies that delivery of materials for Farm 6 would be completed by September 1st, which is prior to the Port Commission's September 10th decision to enter into the farm management agreement. Based on the information available in preliminary review, there does not appear to be a substantial objective basis for believing that Daniel Kearns violated Oregon government ethics law when he voted to approve the farm management agreement with the port. The recommendation is to dismiss this case.
All right, commissioners, you've heard the report. Do any commissioners have any questions for the investigator? Okay, hearing none. Vice Chair, are you prepared to make a motion?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. For executive session agenda item number 4, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Daniel Kearns.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Administrator, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez is abstaining. Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Chair Payne.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0 with 1 abstention.
Is appearing on this? We do. We will let you know when they are ready. They're appearing. We should be good to go.
Okay, Ms. Williams, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to the Oregon Government Ethics meeting today in the executive session. My name is Shanoa Payne and I'm the chair of the Oregon Government Ethics Commission. The way this is going to go is that the investigator will first start by giving a report, and then commissioners will have an opportunity to ask any questions of the investigator. And after that, you will have a short period of time to provide any comments or make a statement. And that will be limited to 3 minutes because we have an agenda today that we've got to get through. And then commissioners will have an opportunity to ask you questions if they're so inclined. And then we will make a motion after that to decide whether to move this forward to investigate. And what that means is that we're not making any decision today whether there is any violations. We're just deciding today whether to move this forward to investigate whether there are violations or not. So that's the decision that's being made today. And that's the process that is happening, okay? So Investigator Pacheco, please provide the report.
Thank you, Chair Payne and Commissioners. This is Investigator Daniel Pacheco for the record. Agenda item 5 in your meeting books is a preliminary review report for Tammy Williams, Council President for the City of Echo. In this case, Ms. Williams and several of her relatives reside in and own property in the city. Additionally, at least one of Ms. Williams' 5 limited liability companies, JMBB Properties, doing business as Fort Henrietta Storage Units, does business in the city as well. The complaint in this matter concerns 4 city council meetings from August through October 2025, during which the council discussed changes to the city's comprehensive plan, development code, and zoning map, collectively referred to as the plans. In this case, changes to the plans may impact overall city development and property taxes. As Ms. Williams, her relatives, and Fort Henrietta Storage Units could be financially impacted by changes to the plans, she was met with a potential conflict of interest. Based on the information gathered, it appears that Ms. Williams failed to declare the nature of her potential conflict of interest at three of the 4 council meetings, August 14th, September 15th, and October 21st. While Ms. Williams did acknowledge her ownership of her properties and a business, her announcement failed to inform the public about the nature of her potential conflict of interest. Thus, it appears that Ms. Williams violated ORS 244.120 sub 2. Separately, it appears that Ms. Williams failed to declare a conflict of interest on at least 4 separate occasions when signing city checks payable to one of her businesses, Desert Springs LLC, which supplies the city with water. It also appears that Ms. Williams may have used or attempted to use her position to avoid the financial detriment associated with higher property taxes for herself, her relatives, and Fort Henrietta Storage Units. In this case, at the council's August 14th and September 15th meetings, Ms. Williams proposed changes and later paused to proceeding forward with the plans. These opportunities were only available to her but for her official position. Thus, it appears that she violated ORS 244.040 sub 1. Should this case move to investigation, commission staff would seek to clarify additional information. In this case, it appears that Ms. Williams was part of a planning committee that discussed the plans from May 2024 through February 2025. Additionally, it appears that Ms. Williams may have participated in votes to adopt the city's budget that would include money to compensate her bottled water business. Should this case move to investigation, commission staff would seek to determine whether Ms. Williams announced her conflicts at those meetings. Based on the information available in this preliminary review, there appears to be a substantial objective basis to believe that Tammy Williams violated ORS 244.040 sub 1 and ORS 244.120 sub 2. The recommendation in your books is to move this case to investigation. Thank you.
Thank you, Investigator Pacheco. Now is the time for commissioners to ask any questions of the investigator. Should you have any? Okay, seeing none. Ms. Williams, now is the time for you to make a statement. Should you choose to do so, and that will be limited to a 3-minute time period. So please proceed.
I wanted to thank Daniel, Daniel very much for helping me explain things, helping me develop a potential conflict of interest. That was correct. And helping me get signed up to the class in November, that on the conflict of interest, where it explained more of in detail what it was so that I understood better. This was a learning experience for me. I've taken a step back to look at everything. And I just wanted to say that I did not mean to violate anything. But if I did, I'm sorry. And I just don't, if this is, it sounds pretty complicated because we have so many LLCs. And if that's the case, I talked to my husband and maybe it's time for me to step back and not be on any of the committees, because I don't want to be a burden to the city council, because I can't vote or I can't discuss stuff, and they need that, and the community, that's what they voted me on there for to do. And I don't want to be of no value to the community. And I'm just thinking that, I would ask your advice on that. It probably would be better because I cannot, that's what I'm supposed to do. And it's not fair to the council or fair to the community if I can't do the job. And I don't want to do that because right now there's a lot of stuff going on in our little tiny city, and they need all the council members to be able to participate in everything. So I'm fine with stepping back. I've been on, I volunteered a lot for a lot of committees, and that is, I just want them to have the best they can. And about the checks, I was not, I'm a signer. I'm the president of the city council, and the mayor usually signed the checks, but then he got another job and he couldn't sign anymore. So I was signing. And actually, I really didn't even think well, no, I asked, I think Dave and I discussed it, if I should sign it. And, but it was a long time ago and I signed a few. But I wasn't as concerned because he was signing his payroll check and I was double signing his payroll check with his signature too. So I wasn't as concerned that I was violating anything if he signed his payroll check and I signed that with him. And then he signed the check for, it's like $30 or $26 for they buy water, and I signed it too. So, but I apologize. Obviously it is, and I won't be doing that again. And thank you, thank you for making me aware of this stuff. And I wanted to thank Daniel, I don't know if I said this already, for explaining things to me. And he was, I really appreciate it. He was very kind. And it's been kind of stressful for me. But that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. I did have one question for Investigator Pacheco. Did you consider or look at whether the class exception would apply in this situation?
Thank you for the question, Commissioner Payne. We did think about that. In this case, Ms. Williams' case is a little bit unique where she does have all those limited liability companies, which kind of complicate the matters. So if this case does move to investigation, we would certainly look at that in further detail.
Thank you. Any other comments or discussion from commissioners?
Chair.
Vice Chair.
Thank you. For Ms. Williams, I would encourage you to make use of the education functions here at the commission, because while I appreciate that your case is complicated, I think there is a way you can navigate it and still be of use to your city. So I would encourage you, before you decide to step down, to make sure you take advantage of all the educational resources we have to offer, because I think you can find a way to do both. So.
May I
Thank
say
you.
something?
Commissioner Burke, proceed.
Yes. I would like to encourage you not to resign your position. You have been very straightforward and honest about your situation. In my mind, you've taken responsibility for it. And in my experience, I have found that when people act in that way, they can be very forgiving. And, acting honorable as you have done here, I think that you would be of value to your community. And I would like to encourage you to hang around.
Thank you, Commissioner Burke. Any other questions or comments for Ms. Williams from commissioners? Okay, any other comments in general or questions in general from commissioners? Okay, hearing none, Vice Chair, are you prepared to make a motion?
I am. Since it sounds like we have a few more things to look at and investigate, I will move that the commission find there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Tammy Williams may have violated ORS 244-040 sub 1 and ORS 244-120 sub 2, and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Okay, commissioners, you've heard the motion. Administrator, please call the roll.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
thank you, Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Helt,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Chair Payne.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Ms. Williams, as I explained earlier, what the commission just did was not to find any sort of violation today. The commission just moved your case to investigation. So there's no finding that you violated any government ethics laws today. We're just trying to gather more information, and that's where we are today. Staff will contact you for next steps, and if you have any questions, please ask that of staff moving forward. We thank you for your candor today, your honesty, and your willingness to serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's see, we have one person appearing in the next group?
Yes,
Okay,
just a moment, sorry.
no rush.
Our staff is calling the respondent for number 7 right now.
Okay.
Can I ask a procedural question?
Commissioner Helps, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Will we be voting on these as a group now? Because I know in the report there was a group report, or are we still voting on them individually?
So if we reached a decision and accord that for public meeting law cases that are heard consolidated as a group, if the recommendation is dismissal and that the commission agrees with that recommendation, they can vote to dismiss them as a group. It would be a good idea first to ask either any respondents who are present or any commissioners if they would prefer to do theirs separately. But if not, we have a motion where we can vote on them collectively.
But it's not like the consent calendar. We still have to say, all their names, but yeah, we can move on them collectively. Yeah.
It's among many motions that have been simplified now that Shanoa doesn't have to read them.
Now that I no longer have to be tortured.
Thank you.
The respondent said they're not going to join.
Okay. We'll proceed then without any of the respondents appearing today. So let's hear as a group, items 6 through 10 on the executive session agenda, investigator Fenstermaker.
Morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. I'm Casey Fenstermaker. Agenda items 6 through 10 regarding the Madras Aquatic Center and Recreation District, MACRD for short, Board of Directors. The complaint alleged the MACRD Board of Directors violated public meetings law by improperly using an executive session, failing to provide adequate notice of a special meeting, and failing to include a required agenda item for the special meeting. The complaint also included other allegations which did not fall within public meetings law. The preliminary review indicates that at the August 8th, 2025 meeting, the MACRD Board of Directors held an executive session. After adjourning the executive session, the board amended the agenda for the public session to include a statement by the chair in support of the executive director. There's no indication that a decision regarding the statement was made during the executive session. Further, it appears the meeting was properly noticed, and there is no prohibition on a governing body amending an agenda during the meeting. Based on the information in the preliminary review, there does not appear to be a substantial objective basis to believe that the MACRD Board of Directors violated public meetings law at the August 8th, 2025 special meeting, and our recommendation is that the complaint be dismissed.
Thank you, investigator. Commissioners, you've heard the report. Do you have any commissioners have any questions for the investigator? Hearing none. Vice Chair, are you prepared to make a motion?
I am. Does any commissioner have a problem considering these together? All right. For executive session agenda items 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I move the commission dismiss the complaints against Irvi Dominguez, Jean McCloskey, Janelle Lewis, Rebecca Blaho, and Frank Maynard.
Okay, commissioners, you've heard the motion. Administrator, please call the roll.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Chair Payne.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Okay. Or do we have them yet?
So number 15 will admit once we are able to, and then these two have not responded.
Okay. So let's go ahead and admit 15 if we're ready.
They're in the room.
Okay. Ms. Wilder, can you hear me? Ms. Wilder, can you hear me? How do you unmute?
*6 if you are calling in.
*6 to unmute.
Chair, respondent number 11 also has joined the meeting.
Okay, Ms. Kendall, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. And then Ms. Wilder, are you present and can you hear me?
Yes, I'm present and I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome to the Government Ethics Commission meeting. My name is Shnoa Payne and I'm the chair of the meeting. The way this is going to proceed is that we're going to hear a report today on collectively all the items 11 through 15 regarding all respondents together. Keep in mind the recommendation today is to move to dismiss your complaints. We're going to hear that report. We're going to give the commissioners an opportunity to ask questions of the investigator. And then we'll give each of you an opportunity to make a statement that will be limited to 3 minutes each. And then the commissioners will have an opportunity to ask questions of you should they choose to do so. And then if the commissioners if the motion is to move to dismiss, if that remains in line with the recommendation and no one objects, we can make that motion collectively and vote on that collectively. If any of you would want to have individual motions, we can do that. If the motion is to move this to investigation, those motions will be individual. So we're going to start today with the report from the investigator, who is our Executive Director, Susan Myers. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair, Commissioners. For the record, this is Susan Myers. Hold on.
We do have one of the other respondents joining. Sorry.
Okay, and that's Darla Bulmer?
I believe so. Let me just double check.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Bulmer, can you hear me? Ms. Bulmer, can you hear me? Okay, let's just go ahead and proceed with the report.
So the Board of Directors, these cases involve the Board of Directors for the Lebanon Aquatic District, and it involves their September 22nd, 2025 meeting. And what the complaint alleged is at the meeting, they had people in the audience attending in person, and they also streamed their meetings via Zoom. During the meeting, the volunteer who was handling audio visual for them somehow managed to mute the Zoom portion of the recording so that anyone attending via Zoom would not be able to hear. However, and they did not discover this until after the meeting had concluded, and they went to post the video via YouTube and discovered there was no audio associated with it. Upon discovery of that, the board accessed, there was a reporter in the room at the time who had audio recorded the meeting herself. They contacted her and got her permission to use her audio recording along with the video that had been recorded so that the meeting that was posted to YouTube had both the audio and video. In the analysis, the issue was, one, was there anyone attending by Zoom? And it does not appear that they were. And that's somewhat relevant because had anyone been attending via Zoom, they could have raised a notice and let them know during the meeting. And this has happened to many boards, including our own, where during the meeting an audio problem arises. And at that point, you pause the meeting and fix the audio before moving on. That opportunity was not afforded to this board because nobody knew during the meeting there was any problem with the audio. And when they discovered it, they did appear to take appropriate action to cure the violation. They found the audio, they posted it. It doesn't appear there was anything more they could do, and they were not on notice of the problem prior to that point. Therefore, our recommendation is to dismiss.
Okay, commissioners, you've heard the investigator's report. Commissioners, do you have any questions for the investigator? Commissioner Hall, I see your hand raised. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to say technology is imperfect as we notice every single meeting that we have. And I think this was a genius solution, and hats off to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hall. Commissioners, any other questions for Executive Director Myers? Okay, seeing none, we'll allow now for respondents to make any comments or statements should you choose to do so. We'll start with Ms. Kendall. Do you wish to make a statement?
I don't have a statement. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to review this and make your decision.
Great, thank you so much. And Ms. Bulmer, are you able to get off mute and speak at this time? Okay, I'm not hearing Ms. Bulmer. How about Ms. Wilder?
Good morning. Thank you so much for the opportunity to listen in. As an educator for 45 years, technology has always consistently seems to be a thorn in our sides, and we did the best we could to rectify the problem. But we do appreciate I appreciate the opportunity to listen into your deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any commissioners have any questions for respondents today? Comments? Any discussion on this group of items 11 through 15 on the executive session agenda? Okay, hearing none. Respondents, do any of you object to hearing these items together on the executive session? Should we choose to make a motion to dismiss?
No.
No.
Okay. Vice Chair, are you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah. Do any commissioners have a problem with considering these all as a group? All right. Thank you, Madam Chair. For executive session agenda items 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, I move that the commission dismiss the complaints against Kim Kendall, Darla Bulmer, Jeremy Gunther, Julie Miller, and Elaine Wilder.
Okay, commissioners, you've heard the motion. Administrator, please.
So the respondent did raise their hand. It's Darla Bulmer raised their hand.
Okay. I see that Darla is still on mute, though.
Darla, if you hit *6, that should unmute you. So you should be able to.
There we go. Okay, Ms. Bulmer, do you have something to say?
No, I do want to thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't get off mute. I
No
do
problem.
want to thank everyone. This was, I think, I would agree that it's a practical challenge, especially when you're in the middle of the meeting, to understand the quality going out. I did want to mention that we have added a physical recording device that we will use to record the meeting ourselves and only retain it until we verify the meeting. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Bulmer. Okay, we have a motion pending and Administrator, please call the roll.
Commissioner
Item-
Transy.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Aye. That was an aye
Okay.
vote. I'm sorry. Didn't hear me.
Thank you. Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Chair Payne.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Okay, we have completed our executive session agenda and I am now reconvening the open session.